Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in today, for sharing your own powerful, beautiful energy with the channel. And I'm going to go ahead and start by shuffling the traditional tarot cards. So what can I channel for all of the beautiful, amazing people tuned into this reading today? Okay, so with Justice in the reverse position, I'm getting something about breaking out of a karmic cycle and entering into this era of tremendous success, deep fulfillment, and achievement. Now, in connection with this, we are also getting the Sun card here. So this can represent awakened divine masculine energy. So of course, whenever I use these labels, divine masculine or divine feminine, I am referring to energy dynamics, not to a particular gender or anything like that. We all have a balance internally of both divine feminine and divine masculine energy. So whenever I use those labels, the message could apply to your internal masculine or feminine or to some external person or situation. But anyway, what I'm picking up here is this sense of someone breaking out of some kind of karmic cycle, and this is opening them up to a greater sense of success and fulfillment. Now, all of this seems to be happening on a psychic, energetic level. I'm hearing breaking the psychic chains, breaking free of something psychically, energetically, or emotionally. So this might not be something that is physically being broken free from or physically being altered. It feels like alterations happening at a psychic level. And again, I could be referring to something happening within you, but because we do have that card that is indicative of divine masculine energy, this could be your internal divine masculine, that part of yourself that is self-supportive, that creates self-nourishing, self-empowering structure in your life. But this could also be relating to an external person who's more in their divine masculine at this time, who's also connected to you in some way or in your life in some way, who is going through this, who is breaking free of some kind of karmic cycle in their own life and opening up in a new way. Now, interestingly, right as I was saying all of that, I got a download that for some of you listening, it could actually be a mirrored dynamic. So when I described that this could be something happening internally, or this could be something being mirrored to you externally, I'm now getting that for many of you, it's actually both, and they are correlated to one another. So what I mean by this is when you focus on healing and drawing upon that healed, awakened, internal divine masculine energy by doing things that support you, support your dreams, support your goals, by taking action in your physical life that is self-nourishing or moves you forward in a positive way. This is, yes, opening you up to greater fulfillment and success and achievement in the physical world, but that internal healed divine masculine energy within you is actually being mirrored as well by an external person who seems to be embodying more of this physical divine masculine energy. Now, of course, because we're talking about you having this internal divine masculine that you're healing and then being connected to an external person with more of a masculine energy, this tells me that for many of you listening, you might actually be more so in your divine feminine. You might consider yourself to be a divine feminine connecting with a masculine or divine masculine in the physical world, or this could be someone from your past. So I will most likely be putting that label divine feminine in the title of the video, but do keep in mind that again, this could be the reverse for you as well. So of course, always use your intuition throughout these readings and take the messages however they are connecting for you personally. But what I'm really getting through these initial messages is that for someone listening here, you are taking actions that are extremely self-nourishing, self-supportive, that are moving forward your personal goals, dreams, or objectives in some way. And I feel this twinge of some other emotion within that. Maybe it's a little bit of uncertainty even as you're moving forward, wondering, are these the right choices or decisions? Yes, I know these things are self-supportive, self-empowering, but what if it's selfish to be so focused on myself or moving in directions that bring me so much joy and fulfillment? Maybe you feel as though there's someone or something that you're leaving behind, or you're worried about leaving someone or something behind. And a strong message coming through here is the opposite is actually true. When you internally, I'm hearing allow yourself to be healed. Maybe there's someone or something from your past who you're worried that you're not going to be able to stay connected with if you allow yourself to be fully self-empowered, if you allow yourself to be healed. But the message is here that ironically, if there is a true, authentic soul connection with that person, know that they will actually respond positively to your growth. They will not only do that externally, but they'll actually internally mirror your growth as well. Because everything you do to empower and uplift and heal yourself is actually empowering and uplifting and healing for the collective whole as well. So it's the least selfish, from the negative connotation standpoint, thing that you can do to empower yourself, to make self-supportive decisions, because we are all interconnected in this web of collective consciousness that we sometimes refer to as the quantum field. So when you positively nurture and nourish and love yourself, empower yourself, pursue your goals and dreams, you actually, I'm hearing you open doors for the collective as well. You uplift everyone and everything connected to you, which is technically everyone and everything, but especially those who are more closely connected to you in terms of your soul tribe and your soul family, the ones that have authentic soul connection with you. And what I'm getting very strongly is that for someone listening with this justice card reverse, this breaking free of a karmic cycle, it's almost like you're freeing yourself. I'm hearing you're cleaning up your side of the street, meaning you're healing, awakening, empowering yourself. And in doing so, you're walking away from some kind of toxic or lower vibrational or codependent situation. You're healing your side of it, so to speak. But there is this fear, this lingering sense of, if I heal my side of this connection that once connected from that place of codependency, that was once lower vibrational in nature, will there be anything left? Will this person be able to remain in my life? And again, I'm hearing that is one of the dominant fears that you have to face at this stage of your journey. As you are in this mode of surrender, one dominant fear surfacing that must be faced is that fear of leaving people behind as you empower yourself. Knowing that, trusting that the more you empower yourself, the more you empower others, and that your authentic, deep soul connections will always thrive on self-love. When you are loving yourself, when you are doing what is best for you, your people will always connect with you more deeply And in those cases where there is an authentic soul connection, like what I'm sensing with this person is beneath all of the physical levels and layers, there is this deeper, more beautiful, resonant soul connection that's very pure. But in the physical world or in this lifetime, there may have been layers of karma, there may have been toxic patterns or dynamics, there may have been codependency. So the connection itself feels like it wasn't fully living up to that soul connection potential, even though that soul connection was there beneath the surface. And so what feels like happened here is you chose to surrender, meaning you chose to let go of outcomes and attachments and timelines here, and to say, my health, my well-being, my happiness, my empowerment is more important than holding on to this person or connection. But ironically, in doing so, you are throwing off all of those layers of karmic programming, of codependency, of toxicity that were actually preventing this connection from embodying its true, pure nature in the physical world. And now you are in this place of actually, and I just saw 11:11 on the recording timer, you are in this place of actually holding space for this soul connection to flourish in the physical world and to embody its more pure, authentic nature. But it's because you've had the willingness to face some kind of fear here. Now, I never pull a Rumi card in the middle of a reading. I usually pull them at the end, but this deck is just really tugging on me right now. So I'm going to actually pull a Rumi card here mid-reading, and the card here is Layla. So let's read a little bit of a message from the Rumi guidebook, which always has the most resonant pieces of information. So the guidebook here says, "Oh beloved, how you are to be envied. You are being the gift. You are being given the gift of no self, no noise, no sense. The great beloved truly wants you to be closer than ever to the wild, universal heart. In that field of love, every electronic device goes haywire, systems collapse, worlds collide, and great stars are born from the chaos. But the real you will sense none of this. You are moving through a period of not knowing, of time in the great void." I keep hearing embrace the chaos, by the way. That's just a bit of a side note. But maybe for someone listening, certain aspects of your life have felt chaotic or unknowable lately, and you're actually being asked to embrace that because there's such a creative charge within that chaos, within that void of not knowing. But anyway, let's keep reading here. You are moving through a period of not knowing, of time in the great void or womb of the Divine Mother. It is in this place the seed can crack open and take root. This cannot happen in the light where all is seen and recognized. It must happen under the cover of darkness. And this line is going to really resonate for someone, where only trust can assure one of success. This is the way of nature, the way of life, and it must be honored. This oracle brings you ancient wisdom. It guides you not to fear the darkness, but to enter into it willingly. It is not for you to become lost, but for you to find your way. This oracle is saying that in the darkness, there is the path. Wow, no wonder we were guided to the Rumi oracle mid-reading, because I feel that message was extremely powerful for someone listening. So let's go ahead and shuffle the energy oracle cards. And I want to know what else I can channel about the deep soul connection coming through here. The sun. There's a fresh new energy available for whatever this connection is, but I'm hearing it requires you to step into the sun first. And the sun card from the energy oracle deck really tends to represent you stepping into a brand new phase of your life. And I'm picking up very strongly that you felt this phase pulling on you for quite some time. Now, of course, it's going to look very different from person to person. For some reason, I'm seeing the face of like a baby, a newborn, but of course, for some of you, this could be literal. Maybe you've been trying to conceive, or you have a young child, or you have children. You might be a mother. But what I'm getting for most is that this image of a newborn is actually metaphoric. It's about I'm hearing you having given birth to something that you must now tend to and care to in the early stages to allow it to grow into what it's going to be. And whatever this thing is, of course, it's going to look very different from person to person. This could be a project, a vision, a dream, a new aspect of yourself, part of your growth, your healing. Whatever it is, you've felt this pulling on you in a strong way psychically. And at times it hasn't even fully made sense why it's been pulling you in such a strong way. Especially because I see, again, most of this happening through the third eye chakra, through the psychic realm. It's not necessarily something that you're seeing a lot of evidence of or even signs of yet physically. It's just something you sense. It's something drawing you into it. I'm hearing that message. If it's your calling, it will keep calling you. So maybe for some of you, this is a new emanation of you, a new emanation of your purpose in this world, or your creative expression, or some aspect of you, your heart, your voice that wants to be shared, that isn't quite tangible yet, that you can't quite explain or describe in physical terms. And this seems to represent you coming out of some kind of very heavy, lower vibrational cycle. I'm hearing taking the benefit from a lesson or from a cycle, or using something very heavy you've been through to actually create in this world, or to propel yourself forward. I'm hearing fuel for your fire. So for someone listening here, you've actually gone through something very challenging, some kind of soul contract in a sense, but it doesn't have to be a soul contract with a person. This could have been a soul contract with the collective, with society, with an organization, with a job. It feels like there was something very heavy that you went through, and you are now taking the benefit from that karmic contract, so to speak, by taking the lesson, taking that energy, and now infusing it into this next phase of your life, transmuting that energy from something heavy, something lower vibrational, and actually creating something out of it, or using it to inspire others in some way. Maybe you're inspiring people that are currently going through some kind of heavy period of their life, or a karmic cycle that you've gone through in the past. And I'm just hearing it's your experience that inspires others. So I don't know how that's going to resonate for you, but I feel you're taking some kind of experience that was very lower vibrational at the time, and you're transmuting it, you're alchemizing it into gold in a sense. It's interesting that concept of gold came up, because this also makes me think of abundance. So not only is this such a part of your soul purpose to take this karmic cycle and to transmute it in this way to inspire others, but doing this also seems to amplify the abundance in your life. And of course, we all define abundance in different ways. So this doesn't have to be just limited to physical abundance, material abundance. This could be abundance in terms of happiness, fulfillment, freedom, connection with others, however you personally define it. But just as a sign of confirmation, we have door to value in the upright position. So wow, this is definitely confirming that abundant energy that's amplifying in your life as you take this lesson, take this cycle that you've been through, and alchemize it by using it as fuel for your fire, by creating something out of it. I'm also picking up as well, there might be some fears surfacing here around, is it right to use this as my fuel? Because you are someone who is very spiritual, who is very much aware of certain spiritual concepts and laws that you may have been researching or studying. And I feel that there is this sense of, am I focusing on the negative by using my past or my experience as this fuel to alchemize or to create? But I'm hearing that it's actually the opposite. It's not that you are focusing upon some kind of negative energy. It's that whatever these experiences were that you have had, yes, they were dark. Yes, they were lower vibrational in nature, but they were also part of your higher soul contract here on earth. You chose to experience these things because in doing so, spiritually speaking, you've been able to carve out more space within you to hold more light. And now this is you pouring light into those experiences by using this as some kind of fuel that you're alchemizing into something creative or into something that is propelling you forward into this new beginning in some way. What else can I channel for the beautiful souls listening? I'm just hearing stick to it with the indecision card reversed. Maybe this is make a decision, maybe creating a clear vision of what you want. But I'm feeling for many of you, this is about not turning back. I'm hearing not going back and forth, but staying the course. So I don't know how this is applying for someone listening. Maybe this is a very specific message for someone, but it feels as though the message here is around allowing the unfolding of whatever this is, staying the course of something, letting it play out without turning back or shutting it down. This might be for someone very specific because I'm getting that there may be someone here who's kind of gone back and forth on something for a while. So you may start moving in a direction and then kind of shut it down or pull back quite a bit. And I'm getting that now is the time to be consistent. Even if the steps you take forward seem very small, that consistency will really build on itself. I'm also hearing baby steps, and that's been really coming through in recent readings as well, allowing yourself to take those small, seemingly small, although really they're not small from a quantum perspective, but they might look small physically, taking those steps and allowing things to continue to unfold, allowing that energetic momentum to build, because I'm hearing small, consistent steps forward without shutting it down or pulling it all the way back will actually amount to quite a lot more than you can even consciously envision or imagine at this time. What else can I channel here? Okay, so here we have envy in the upright position. Okay. So now we're getting a little bit of insight as to why someone may have been kind of pulling back, or I'm just sensing a little bit of hesitation, doing something from your heart, something that seems to require you to be raw, to be vulnerable, to share emotions in some way. Again, you might even be sharing about this heavy, lower vibrational soul contract you went through or karmic cycle you've come out of to light the way for others. And yes, the guidance has been to really stay the course, to allow yourself to keep letting this unfold, taking those small steps forward, building that momentum. But what I'm getting here is this actually may speak to why you felt that urge, which I'm hearing it's an artificial urge, meaning it's not coming from your intuition. It's coming from fear or insecurity that isn't even yours. It's actually being projected onto you by others who are observant of what you are doing. So what I'm getting here is there may be people who have been aware of how you've been sharing your heart, how you've been opening yourself up. And I'm hearing there might be people who aren't happy that you're exposing something because it's exposing something within them. So somehow by just sharing your experiences or shedding light on something or creating from the heart, it's like you are exposing something or someone. It could be a group, an organization, a person. It might just be a dynamic that you're exposing. And this seems to come just by sharing your authentic truth or sharing yourself or showing up as who you are. This seems to have this element of exposure. For certain individuals, they're feeling threatened by this in some way. Maybe it's threatening some belief system they hold or threatening some kind of limiting programming that they've built their life around or that they're really trying to hold on to for the sake of security. And these individuals may actually be observing you and projecting their own fear of the systems that you are crumbling onto you. And you might be artificially feeling that as this urge to shut things down. So know that if while you are being very heart open, sharing yourself, sharing your energy, your voice, feeling really good about that in the process, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, you get this urge like, oh, I have to shut this all down, or I have to stop doing this. Know that that can actually be not your intuition, but fear projections from people who are feeling energetically destabilized or threatened in some way just by observing what you are creating, because I'm hearing your words hold power. And as you share yourself or share your truth or your voice, you are actually collapsing lower vibrational energetic systems. And yes, you are freeing and inspiring and uplifting so many people, but there are some who are going to feel exposed or threatened by that as well. So I know this has been very specific for someone listening, but this just feels like a bit of a side note here, maybe something to keep in mind. I'm hearing keep moving towards your own freedom, keep moving towards freedom. I don't know what that means for someone, but maybe that's resonant for you. Okay, so I'm now feeling like there might actually be a message from the Rose Oracle, which I already had out on my desk, but I heard the word rose. Maybe roses are significant to someone. Maybe someone's name is Rose or some variation of that or something along those lines. But I'm also seeing the symbolism of a rose being both beauty, but also having a bite to it. There are the thorns, but also the beautiful rose petals. So maybe you are someone who, I'm hearing you have this beautiful essence to you, just like those rose petals, but you also have this, I'm hearing this sticking power. Maybe you are someone who people underestimate because of how beautiful you are energetically, or the beautiful energy that you emanate, how soft you come across in some ways, and they underestimate what happens when, I'm hearing, when they try to grab a hold of you or try to like contain you or limit you. It's like grabbing a hold of the thorns, so to speak. Interesting. Maybe there's someone recently or a group recently that have tried to restrict you or limit you or kind of contain you in some way. And they're feeling that thorn aspect of you. They're feeling that bite to you, that divine protection around you. Now, from the Rose Oracle, we have the cards Trust the Seasons, Whispers of Mother Earth. With the card Trust the Seasons, this has been a recurring theme, but many in our collective here are on very, very rare and unique personal timelines, meaning your timeline personally looks very, very different from the people around you or from what society told you it was supposed to look like. Your timing looks very different. And at times, this can cause the human aspect of you to question, am I on time? Am I too late for something? For some of you, I'm seeing that you may have gone down a particular direction for a while in your life and then completely changed directions. Or maybe you've done this multiple times. And again, there might be that question of, am I on the right timing? Or even this feeling of, I wish I had done this earlier, or I wish I had created this earlier. But what I'm hearing here is your timing is perfect. In fact, you couldn't have done this earlier. You couldn't have created this earlier because you were building energetic foundations in the invisible realm through everything you've done before to prepare you for exactly this emanation of you now, for exactly what you are doing now. And in fact, the beautiful thing about operating on your own timeline is that you empower others to do the same. You empower others to not fear or be limited by the timelines that society or other people have artificially placed onto them, to not be restricted by that, but to allow themselves to work within and upon their own personal timeline without needing anyone else to validate that or to understand that. With Whispers of Mother Earth, creativity, ideas, inspiration, artist, writer, channel, I feel that you are channeling energy in some kind of way, whether you're conscious of this or not. Now, there are so many ways to channel energy, and it's going to look very different from person to person. You can channel energy through writing, speaking, singing, even just existing in the presence of another person. You can channel a kind of light energy just through your presence, your being, that impacts that person and helps to align them with a higher version of themselves. But I feel there's something you are doing where you are channeling light energy onto the planet through your physical vessel. Again, it could just be through existing or through something literal that you're doing. And it could even just be something that doesn't at all conventionally look like channeling. This could be something you do for your work or your career or whatever the case is. But regardless, what I'm getting here is that however you are channeling this light energy onto the planet, there's things that you are doing. This might be one thing, this might be multiple things that are exercises keeping your heart open. And this is directly correlated to your ability to channel, because this channeled energy is coming through your open heart chakra. So I'm hearing whatever you're doing to support or reinforce your open heart is directly correlated to your ability to channel in this clear way, or to channel energy in this way. So I know, again, this is going to be so personal, but I am seeing that for someone, this could be physical movement. This could be walking in nature, meditating, yoga. This might be creating music, creating art. I feel like there's something you're doing that is reinforcing, keeping your heart open and assisting you in channeling this really high vibrational energy through your open heart chakra. But it might be something that you wouldn't necessarily expect until you notice this correlation in doing these particular activities that help you to keep your heart open. And then the results or the effect from your channeling that you're seeing, it's like you'll feel yourself lighting up in a different way, or feeling more in the flow, so to speak, or energetically open. I know it's difficult to find physical 3D words sometimes to describe these highly energetic dynamics, so thank you for bearing with me there. But wow, beautiful messages coming through today's reading. I know that we started off talking about this situation potentially with a divine masculine or in a soul connection, and then a lot of the messages turned to personal purpose, and I feel, of course, that was for a reason, but I do want to circle back to that soul connection that was coming up at the beginning. So in the extended version of this reading on Patreon, I will be diving deeper into that connection, the meaning of it spiritually, what that other person might be thinking, feeling, experiencing, how it could potentially move forward. And in addition to that, I will be channeling into anyone else that I sense may be connected to your energy at this time. So this could be individuals thinking about you, talking about you, or in your life in some capacity. And of course, as always, we will also open up the Patreon extended reading to channel through any other messages or pieces of information that want to come through that reading specifically. So if you are feeling guided to join me in the extended version of this reading in our beautiful soul tribe on Patreon, the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. For now, I am going to close this reading with another Rumi card. I know we pulled one earlier, but I feel like there is another one here for us at the end, some kind of closing message here. And the card that came out here is Beyond Death, Life. And the guidebook here says, footprints lead to the shore of the sea. Beyond that point, no trace remains. Rumi. And the guidebook also says, I am calling to you. Can you hear me? Listen. Within your heart, there I speak. My voice rings true. You are urged beyond what has been. The time has come. Lay it to rest now. This ending comes as grace to free you from all that you have known, for what you have known is now too small for your soul. Bear your uncertainty with equanimity. I am certain enough for both of us. Allow me to show you the light that you are. that burns within you, blazing angel of heavenly purity, I will unveil you to yourself, undressing your ego, casting aside its layers, as tender as a lover, with unwavering attention upon the sacred body of light. You shall know yourself in truth, as pure beyond all experience, untainted, ever innocent, as a pure vessel stripped bare, ready for the divine revelation, as light, as life, as love. And the guidebook here also says, so here you are, an old soul at the edge of something you have known, at the cusp of an ending and a beginning. Perhaps you are already in surrender and falling in, or perhaps you are fearful and resisting as you greet your unknown destiny. Yet this moment is happening because your own divine soul has chosen for it to be this way, so that love may grow. There may be uncertainty and even insecurity. You have a heart big enough to bear such growing pains. Your heart is even big enough to receive the joy that is lying in wait for you as you stumble across her in the course of your clumsy, inspired travails into new life. Yes, you shall know the truth, the knowledge that the divine is with you, guiding every unfolding moment of your life journey. So that feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. Thank you so much again for tuning in today. I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light. If you do resonate with my energy, of course, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post more energy updates, inspiration, and information. And of course, if you do feel guided to it, I will now be heading over to Patreon to continue this channeling. And the link to join me there is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. Otherwise, I am wishing you the most beautiful, amazing remainder of your day and weekend. And I will connect with you here again in Monday's reading.